Example number 9. Solve x plus 3 squared equals 81.
Fat Math, the right path to develop the fat brain that you've got. Hello everyone and welcome to Fat Math TV.
Solving quadratic equations by extracting square roots. Example, solve x squared equals 4. So this is a quadratic equation, so we will solve this by extracting square roots. So what we're going to do is we will just take the square root of both sides of the equation. So the square root of x squared, you will get x, and then for the square root of 4, that's positive or negative 2. So x can either be positive 2 or negative 2. So if you want to check on that, you just replace x here with 2 and check if the equation is correct. So 2 squared, is it equal to 4? Yes. And then if x is negative 2, negative 2 squared, is it also 4? Yes. Meaning to say our answer is correct. Example number 2. Solve x squared equals 0. So you will have x equals, the square root of 0 is 0, and 0 is neither positive nor negative. So we just have one value, one answer for x. So that is x equals 0. To check if your answer is correct, replace 0 here to x, and you will have 0 squared equals 0. So 0 squared is indeed equal to 0. Example number 3, x squared equals negative 4. So the square root of x squared is x, so just take the square root of both sides, and square root of negative 4 is not a real number. So the quadratic equation x squared equals negative 4 has no real solution or no real roots. So as what you can see here, if we have a square equals a positive number, we have two answers. If a square is equal to 0, we have only one answer. And if a square is equal to negative, then we don't have a real number answer. Example number 4, x squared equals 7. So this is a positive number. So we are expecting here two answers. So the square root of 7 is just simply positive or negative square root of 7. And we cannot simplify that anymore. So that can be the final answer. If you will replace square root of 7 there to x, then you will have square root of 7 squared, which is indeed 7. Another example, example number 5, solve m squared minus 64 equals 0. Since we are solving by extracting the square root, we have to put the constant term to the right side of the equation. So you will have m squared equals positive 64. So the negative 64 you put to the right, that's going to be positive 64. Take the square root of both sides, m is equal to positive or negative 8. The square root of 64 is positive or negative 8. So we have two answers, positive or negative 8. Same here, if we have p squared minus 24 equals 0, put negative 25 to the right side. You will have p squared equals 25. Take the square root, you will have plus or minus 5. Example number 7, we have 4h squared minus 36 equals 0. The difference with the first two here is that we have a numerical coefficient here, 4 for h squared. So same, put 36 to the other side. We have an extra step here, divide both sides by 4. You will get h squared equals 9. That is, if you divide this by 4, it's h squared. Divide 36 by 4, that's 9. Take the square root, you have positive or negative 3. Number 8, 3s squared minus 147 equals 0. You will have 3s squared equals positive 147. You put this to the right side. Divide both sides of the equation by 3. You will get 147 divided by 3 is 49, and the square root of 49 is positive or negative 7. Example number 9, solve x plus 3 squared equals 81. First step, take the square root of both sides. You will get x plus 3 equals positive or negative 9. So the square root of this is x plus 3, and of this is positive or negative 9. So we can have x plus 3 equals positive 9 or x plus 3 is equal to negative 9. So x plus 3 equals 9. Add negative 3 to both sides of the equation. You will get x equals positive 6. For this one, you will have x equals negative 9 minus 3. So that is negative 12. So the two answers here are 6 and negative 12. To check if your answer is correct, you can replace 6 to the original equation. 6 plus 3, that's 9. 9 squared is indeed 81. If your x is negative 12, negative 12 plus 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 squared is also 81. Meaning to say these two answers are correct. Number 10. K minus 4 squared equals 169. First step is take the square root of both sides. So the square root of k minus 4 squared is k minus 4. The square root of 169 is positive or negative 13. And then you will have k minus 4 equals positive 13 or k minus 4 equals negative 13. So if k minus 4 is 13, k is 17. That is by adding 4 to both sides of the equation. Here, if you add 4, then you will have negative 13 plus 4. So k equals negative 9. And then you can replace 17 here. 17 minus 4, that's 13. 13 squared is 169. So 17 is correct. Negative 9. Negative 9 minus 4 is negative 13. Negative 13 squared is also 169. So negative 9 is also correct. Number 11, solve 2c minus 3 squared equals 121. Take the square root of both sides. So 2c minus 3 is positive or negative 11 because the square root of 121 is 11. And then we will have 2c minus 3 can either be positive or negative 11. So if 2c minus 3 is positive 11, add 3 to both sides of the equation. 2c is equal to 14. Divide both sides of the equation by 2. You will get c equals 7. 2c minus 3 equals negative 11. Add 3. So you will have 2c equals negative 8. Divide by 2. c equals negative 4. So if c is 7, 2 times 7 is 14 minus 3, that's 11. 11 squared is 121. So c equals 7 is correct. How about c equals negative 4? 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 minus 3, that's negative 11. Negative 11 squared is 121. So this is also correct. Example number 12. 2 times v plus 1 squared minus 72 equals 0. So, put negative 72 to the left. And then, what's next? Divide both sides by 2. You will have v plus 1 squared equals 72 divided by 2 is 36. Take the square root of both sides. You will have v plus 1 equals positive or negative 6 because the square root of 36 is 6. And then, you will have v plus 1 equals 6 or v plus 1 equals negative 6. So add negative 1 to both sides of the equation. 6 plus negative 1 is 5. And negative 6 plus negative 1 is negative 7. If you replace these two values of v to the original equation, you will get 0 equals 0. Okay, so that's it for our examples. This time, okay, let us have a practice. Solve each of the following quadratic equations by extracting the square root. Pause the video if you're not yet ready to check. So we have 5 items here, similar to the examples. Number 1, x squared minus 100 equals 0. Number 2, 5y squared minus 80 equals 0. Number 3, d plus 3 squared equals 2. Number 4, 2g minus 3 squared equals 169. And number 5, 4 times h plus 2 squared minus 576 equals 0. Pause the video if you need more time to answer this. Let us check. So for number 1, x is positive or negative 10. Number 2, y is positive or negative 4. And number 3, d is negative 3 plus or minus square root of 2. So you will have negative 3 plus square root of 2 or negative 3 minus square root of 2. Number 4, G is 8 or negative 5. Number 5, H is 10 or negative 14. So for each item, maybe you can have 2 points each. So this is for 10 points. Okay, so that's it for solving quadratic equations by extracting square roots. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Bye!